Scientists say that sleep paralysis is when the brain wakes up before the body, and because our body is semi-paralyzed while we dream, we will wake up, our eyes will wake up, but our body is just paralyzed. It just lays there, and we can't do anything about it. Sometimes people see different stuff, and apparently this is because such stress and fear, such intense fear, can cause extremely scary hallucinations. But other people see it differently. Other people might see it as a spirit or demon. Um, some people even mentioned in a video I watched that they would see it as a part of the alien abduction. However, that's not something I'm going to touch on because I don't know about that. So, something common that people see would be the old hag, which began in Newfoundland. The shadow man is common. The smoke or sludge that you might see, like it's hard to explain, but if you've seen it, it's so scary. It's like a dark shadow. Like when I seen it, it was like a dark shadow in the corner of my bedroom, and I could just lay there and watch it grow. And as the shadow grew, it was like as if fear and sadness and depression was all growing with it, and it was just so scary. Um, so the shadow man, the smoke, the old hag. In Japan, they call it kunishibar, and in Zanzibar, they call it popobara. I've gotten this information from the Nightmare documentary, which is incredible, and you should check it out. Um, so the reason I mentioned this is because in Japan, like the stories that were on this show were about a mother and daughter who both had it in the same night. So how can that? And then the Popobara in Zanzibar would attack villages all at once in the same night. So how can that? Like I don't know if everyone, even two people in the same house can have the same nightmare and it not be connected somehow. You know. So, if we head back to pagan Europe, the night Mara translates to the crusher that comes in the night. It was believed that the first night Mara was Lilith. Now, Lilith was the first wife of Adam before Eve came along. Lilith, I don't know if she was banished or if she chose to get the heck out of there, but I believe she was banished, and then she came back. She got herself onto the other side, came back, and then decided she was going to sexually assault and crush men in their sleep. So Lilith was also considered the first succubus. Now I wanted to look into the succubus because the only reason I ever heard that word was from South Park. So I did a little bit, did a little bit of research on that one. So the succubus is basically like a siren of the night. She's she's going to take the form of a woman. She's a demon that's going to take the form of a woman and enter into men's dreams to seduce them, leaving a man feeling mentally deteriorated in the morning. So to go a little bit further into that, it's said that she will seduce the man, collect his semen, give it to Incubus, who is the male one, and then he will use that stolen semen to put into a human woman, impregnating her with a demon child, and that's how bad guys are born. So on Wikipedia it says, an incubus is a demon in male form who, according to mythological and legendary traditions, lies upon sleeping women in order to engage in sexual activity with them. Its female counterpart is succubus. Salacious tales of incubi and succubi have been told for many centuries in traditional societies. So, just that. Please don't take these stories too seriously. They're not science, people. These are terrifying stories, and I know we've all experienced terrifying things, and maybe this is exactly accurate, but science says that stress and fear can cause extreme hallucinations. So, as far as I'm concerned, It's pretty effing scary, and I really do think it has to be something otherworldly, because if you've ever experienced it, you know that it is awful. So I wanted to tell just one story that I had. I wanted to save it for Ghost Story Week, but it is relevant. So, a little background. I want to say I was probably like 22. I lived in a trailer with my cousin. We drank a lot, we partied, we had fun, and I had one very close friend. His name was Darcy. Hi, Darcy. And we were really close. He was one of my best buddies. And then one night, like, him and his wife used to always just come wake me up in the middle of the night and like, hey, come on, we're going out. We're going to do something fun. So this night, I was asleep. It was the middle of the night, and he came in my room and was like touching my toes and hey, like, he didn't say anything. He was just kind of touching my toes and tickling my feet and like, hey, wake up kind of thing. And I was sort of slowly waking up, and I said, Darcy, what the frick? What do you want? Like, why are you here? Go away. Like, I'm trying to sleep. And he wasn't answering me, and all I could see him. I knew it was him, but it was dark, right? I was in bed in the middle of the night, and so all I seen was he stood up, said, fuck, like, I finally, like, I looked up at him, but I didn't sit up yet. I just looked and was like, Darcy, what the fuck? What do you want? And he drops his arms down, and in like the deepest voice, he goes, I'm not Darcy. So I woke up, I sat up, and I was like, what the hell? Like, it was so, so scary. And then he was gone. So I told that to a couple of my friends, and one in particular, she made a good point. She said that sometimes, I guess, demons or dark spirits might take the form of someone that you really trust. So maybe it just knew that that was somebody I would kind of talk to. Because also I've thought in the past, like, maybe when we give them attention or we get scared of them or whatever, that's when they're able to kind of break down the wall and start scaring you more, whatever. Yeah, so that's my scary sleep paralysis story. And thanks, Darcy. That was great. Well, I put it out there on my Facebook asking people if they'd ever experienced it. And here's what I got back. One friend said, yes, I've had it a couple of times. Once was really bad because I was at my grandma's place. I woke up and saw a black shadow moving towards me, and I couldn't move. This was the scariest thing in my life. Someone else, I've experienced it a few times. The worst was being when I was at the hospital. I've experienced that many times, a few years ago. It wasn't fun at all. I woke up like that every single night. I lost track of how many times it happened to me. I was always afraid to go to sleep, but I'm thankful I'm not going through that anymore. I've experienced this a few times. On top of not being able to move, I also can't breathe. Every single night, almost. Now, this friend said a good tip that she does for herself is to kind of look around the room before she goes to bed and just confirm that everything's okay. And then we've got, I've had nightmares frequently since I was 19, when I was 19. Oh yeah, girl, me. It happened to me 3 times within 2 weeks about 25 years ago, but I remember every feeling, every millisecond like it was yesterday. It's incredibly terrifying when this happens. Used to every night, but not anymore. So I put that out there so that you can know that you're not alone. This is common. Stop that. So we're all in this together. Let's talk about it. Throw down some comments. And don't forget that this is Ghost Story Week. I am going to do a contest, so if you want to email or message or just talk to me in person, we will, anyone who sends in a story to be on next week's podcast about ghost stories, you will be entered into a draw to win a $25 gift card of your choice. Thank you guys so much for all of your support.
Sweet dreams and happy Halloween.